Hello and welcome to another video in my series taking a more mathematical look at the economics you look at both IB level and A level. Full list of topics covered in this video series is appearing on your screen now, but in this video I'm going to focus on the oligopoly kinked demand curve. So in this question we're presented with a kinked demand curve where above Q star we have one demand curve and then below Q star we have another demand curve. Okay. First question asks us to work out the P star Q star equilibrium, and you can see that the equilibrium is where those two demand curves intersect. So I'm just solving those simultaneously. Below Q star we have minus Q plus 30, which is equal to price, and then below Q star our price is equal to minus 3Q plus 40. Just solving those two equations simultaneously, which gives us 2Q plus 30 equal to 40, 2Q equal to 10, so Q equals 5. So that's our Q star there. And then now substituting our Q star back into either one of those equations because we want to work out the value of P star there. So Q equals 5. I'm going to choose the demand curve below Q star. So P equals minus 5 plus 30, which equals 25. So in part 2 of the question, it asks us to work out marginal revenue for quantities below Q star, i.e. this is where price is equal to minus Q plus 30, that top demand curve if you like. So remember this idea of marginal revenue, how much revenue will be generated from selling one additional unit of output, i.e. how does total revenue change with respect to quantity. So in order to work this out we need to find an expression for total revenue first, and then we're going to take the first derivative of that with respect to quantity. So total revenue is equal to price times by quantity. And because we have this expression for price here, all we need to do is multiply that through by quantity. So you get minus Q squared plus 30Q, and then your marginal revenue is the first derivative with respect to quantity of total revenue. So all we're going to do there is differentiate with respect to quantity. So you get minus 2Q plus 30. And then also within part 2 of the question it asks you to work out marginal revenue, the value of marginal revenue when at Q star. So at Q star, Q is equal to 5, which gives us a marginal revenue of, so just substituting a value of 5 into that expression, which gives us a value of 20. And then part 3 of the question asks us to do exactly the same thing, but for quantities above Q star. So that's looking at that steeper demand curve, this one here. So again, total revenue is equal to price times by quantity. So just multiplying through by Q, you get minus 3Q squared plus 40Q. And then working out your marginal revenue, which is the first derivative with respect to quantity of your total revenue. So I get minus 6Q plus 40. And again, at Q star, where Q equals 5, marginal revenue equals minus 6, lots of 5, plus 40, which comes out at 10. So what does this tell us? Well, we've got two marginal revenue curves, one for quantities less than Q star, one for quantities greater than Q star. You've got this marginal revenue curve here, this marginal revenue curve here. So if we start to mark these on the diagram, so for quantities below Q star, we have minus 2Q plus 30. So it's going to start from the same point, and it's going to look something like this. Okay, and then so that is where marginal revenue equals minus 2Q plus 30. And then for quantities above Q star, we have minus 6Q plus 40. It's going to look roughly something like this. Okay, marginal revenue equals minus 6q plus 40. And notice we have this discontinuity in our marginal revenue curve because as soon as you hit that point where q equals 5, for our top marginal revenue curve, here marginal revenue was 20, but then for our bottom marginal revenue curve there, we worked out when q equals 5, marginal revenue is equal to 10. So we have this discontinuity in our marginal revenue curve. Essentially, there's a big jump when you get to that point q equals 5. We go from marginal revenue equal to 20 to marginal revenue equal to 10. And this explains why, in this model of oligopoly, we can have a firm with marginal cost up here, so quite a high level of marginal cost, and it will result in profit maximising equilibrium where MC equals MR at P star and Q star. And we can also have a firm with a much lower cost structure down here. And at this point, again, where MC equals MR, it also results in that same P star, Q star equilibrium. So in this model of oligopoly, using the kinked demand curve, it's not necessarily the case that firms will compete on the basis of price. They will leave price at P star. Thanks for watching my video. Feel free to check out some of the other content available on my channel, or you can leave me a comment if there's anything in particular you'd like to see.